Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Planetarium show. My name is Jessica. I'm the director of the Planetarium, and I'm joined tonight by one of our students, becoming a very familiar face on our streams, but I'll still let her say hi and introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Allie. I'm a UMD student. I'm a biochemistry major and a staff member of the Planetarium.
So, tonight is our monthly edition of Ask an Astronomer. So, we are here to answer your questions. If you have any, leave them down in the comments. We've also got a few fun things to talk about. But other than that, I think for both Allie and myself, we're both just awaiting the start of the semester next week. We were talking before we went live about just how we can't really believe it's already happening. But that does mean all of our lovely students will be back in Duluth, which I'm very excited for. So, are you? Wait, no, you're coming tomorrow.
Yeah, I am back in Duluth tomorrow and I am very excited about that.
All right, so we do already have a question. Chrissy, my mom. Hi, Mom. And yes, I did get the first one you sent. It did go to, like, private message, but it's in the comments now, too. And she wants updates on James Webb and Jenny and Percy, which I should have known that's what you were going to ask for. That's what you always ask for, and I'm glad to do it. Which I think, Allie, you've got stuff on James Webb, so let me, in case you want to share anything, let me turn that on real quick. I will turn it over to you for James Webb.
Yeah, so this week we had some exciting new pictures that came out from the James Webb. I was a little bit surprised, but we got some awesome pictures of Jupiter. So the picture that we got from Jupiter showcases some awesome aurora that we see on Jupiter. I know we see the aurora from Earth, so sometimes it's kind of like hard to imagine that it happens on other planets. But the picture that was released was processed by, I think it was, I'm sure they say it in the article here, but I think it was actually, yes, the University of California, Berkeley. So I think that that's really cool, just so people know that, there are citizen scientists processing these pictures and students that are working for universities. So that's awesome news to hear. But in our picture that we got from Jupiter, we see some northern aurora and southern aurora. We also see some of Jupiter's two smaller moons. And then another characteristic sign this picture came from James Webb are the aurora's diffraction spikes that we see. I'm not sure if I mentioned that we see some rings as well. But this was taken by the Webb NIR cam composite image from the two filters. So yeah, and I also read in this article too, which I think is super cool, is that the white in this picture represents like higher altitudes. So we see the giant hurricane on Jupiter really appears white, and that's because of the gases there. So I think that's an awesome feature there. And really, like when you think of Jupiter, you really think of that storm. So I think it's awesome that we have a picture that really serves it some justice. It's awesome.
And I will put that, so I did share and show them the pictures as you were talking. Um, Sorry, I apparently can't type and talk at the same time. Um, but I will also post that link in the comments so people can go and peruse that yourself and learn more about it. It looked like there was also like a picture of the citizen scientist who did all of the image processing, which is really cool. And yeah, so that is there. So you also asked about Jenny and Percy. I will be honest, I forgot to look up stuff earlier because, again, semester is starting up. I've been very busy with semester prep. Although I did see that after having a few computer issues, Jenny is back flying. So things seem to be going well. Percy and Jenny seem to be still doing fantastic, still rocking it on Mars. I know Perseverance has taken a few more samples, um, which basically it's collecting samples with the hopes of having a future mission come and collect those samples and then take them back to Earth, which would be huge. So it's the first time we would have been able to do that. So I think it's taken a few more samples. Jenny, like I said, back flying, still going good. Um, I think there's a little bit of concern because Mars is heading into its, or where they're at, is heading into the winter season. So things are going to get a lot colder than Jenny was originally designed for, because I mean they didn't know if Jenny would fly or how well she would do. So with it heading into winter, there's a little bit of concern whether she will survive the winter, but we'll just have to see. Mars robots have a history of shocking us and far exceeding their expectations, which, to be fair, Ingenuity already has far exceeded our expectations. So yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see how they fare the winter months. Which winter on Mars, because Mars is further from the sun than we are, it takes just under 2 years, 2 Earth years, to orbit around the sun. So its winters or its seasons are about twice the length of seasons here on Earth. So it'll have kind of twice what we think of as the winter season. Multiply that by two, and that's what they're going to have to survive through. Percy will be fine, designed for it. It's just Jenny we gotta look out for. Let's see if we have any other. Not seeing any other questions yet. I think the other big news, which I'm super excited for, is the Artemis launch, which is coming up in what, 5 days? Yeah, it's the morning of August 29th. Artemis 1 is launching. So Artemis is our kind of going back to the moon, getting people back on the moon again. Artemis 1 is an unmanned mission, so it's just testing all of the equipment and the engines and our procedure and all of that. But it's going to, I believe, go to the moon, circle around, and come back. And so that is our first Artemis launch and our first major step towards getting people back on the moon, which is very exciting. So launch is supposed to happen early morning on the 29th. We'll post links to live streams if you want to watch it. Just like NASA did, or I think it was actually the European Space Agency, just like they had for James Webb, where there was like a website to kind of track where James Webb was. They're doing the same thing for Artemis 1, so we'll share that information as well. I believe they said that site is going live on Sunday. So once it's up, we'll share that. But yeah, this is big milestone for the Artemis program. Getting people back, getting the first woman on the moon, which is going to be awesome. And it's also a big stepping stone towards sending people to Mars, because that's going to be like our launch base for going to Mars. So this is very big. We're very excited. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Yay! And I know Allie has been working on updating one of our displays in the planetarium. If you've been, you may have seen the three big window displays in the main kind of entrance to the planetarium. One of them has been on the Apollo missions, but Allie is updating it to include Artemis as well and to get all of that new stuff there. So it'll be an Apollo and Artemis moon display. And she's got some great plans for it. So I'm very excited to see that, and we'll let you know.
I'm excited for it because it's kind of cool. It's like comparing Apollo and Artemis, which really it should have that same sentiment, just two different generations, and I think that's really cool. And I've been listening to scientists talk about it like that, how the Apollo generation is now, excited to be a part of the Artemis generation, and it's just kind of a beautiful thing to watch people go back to the moon after almost 50 years, or it has been 50 years, right?
It's been over,
So,
yeah.
yeah, so it's just exciting.
Yeah. I feel like we also got that somewhat with James Webb versus like when Hubble first got launched. Like I feel like that was like our kind of version of that, and now we're getting our version of like people on the moon. And yeah, I know it's not the first, but like knowing that we could be here to see that and not just read about it in textbooks. Like yeah, I don't know. I'm excited.
I am too. I know that like everyone wants to say like, "Oh, I wish that I lived like 200 years from now so I can see what science looks like then." But I think like right now is some of the best like I think right now is an awesome period of time to see all these like technology improvements and human exploration. I'm just so excited.
Oh, all right. Well, let's do another check-in and see. I'm not seeing any other questions. So how about I think I'm gonna give a tease for next month. Because I haven't talked about this on stream or anything yet. We actually have two brand new shows that are premiering in September. They're going to be our Saturday shows. I'll give you a full like watch trailers and stuff at our stream next week. But since you're here, we'll go ahead and tell you early. So our family show at 2 is going to be Earth's Wild Ride. It's new to us. It's still a little bit of an older production, but it's really great. It kind of takes place in the future with a family living on the moon, speaking of. And the grandpa is kind of telling the kids what it was like to live on Earth. And you kind of step through a lot of geological history of the Earth, kind of as it changed and was shaped from when it formed to, well, to there today. But yeah, it's really good. It's a really great show for families with kids. I think it's a lot of fun. So we have that one, and then the Saturday evening show is completely brand new, and that one is Stars of the Pharaohs, which is about ancient Egyptian astronomy, and I am beyond excited to have this. It does. I don't want to. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's ancient Egyptian astronomy. You get some really great close up looks at a lot of the architecture, looks at kind of what the Egyptians were able to figure out about the universe, and then also tied into explanations for why these things are the way they are, which the Egyptians didn't know, but we know now. So it does really, it's great. So yeah, those are coming up every Saturday in September. Just a little teaser for that. Let's see. Um, I guess lastly, let me tell you what's coming up in the near future and not in a couple of weeks. So for our shows this weekend, we have Friday is going to be Journey Through the Solar System. And then Saturday are the same two shows that we've had for August. This is going to be the last weekend for these two shows. So our family show is Cosmic Colors, and our evening show on Saturday is Black Holes. Now they will be shown again sometime in the future, but it's, we go through a rotation of shows and stuff that we do, so I'm not sure exactly when they'll be coming back. So if you haven't got a chance to see them and you want to, this is the last weekend to catch these for now. And the next weekend, for somehow, next weekend is September. So we'll be starting with our new September shows. And the next Wednesday's stream is our rescheduled Exploring Early Astronomy, since I unfortunately had to cancel that stream a couple months ago. We finally have it back. It's, fingers crossed, we'll be good to go this time. That's going to be next Wednesday. And like I said, I'll also show like trailers for the new shows and stuff then as well. All right, well, I think we're going to wrap it up there then. I'm not seeing any other questions. We've kind of talked about the two big things coming up, giving some planetarium updates. And yeah, I think we're just kind of switching back into getting back into the school year, which we will still be doing our Wednesday streams. That's still happening for the foreseeable future. Our general planetarium schedule hasn't changed, so even once the semester starts up, we're still going to have our Wednesday streams and then Friday and Saturday shows in person. All right, looks like we did get been seeing posts on Facebook with sounds from a black hole. How was that captured? Good question. I do not know because I have not seen that post. So there's a couple
I've
of
seen some stuff on that, but I
you've
don't
seen.
know any details. I just have heard it. But I know that I know that that is starting to like circulate. And I know that that exists.
So there's a couple of ways that I could see this happening. One is if it was radio waves, which is a type of light, then that could be converted into sound waves, which is what your radio does. It takes the radio waves and then converts that into sound waves and plays it. So it could be taking the radio waves coming from a black hole and converting them into sound waves. There might be some adjustment there to shift it into frequencies that we hear. The other way I could see this happening, sometimes we do something called sonification, where you take different wavelengths of light and you assign a musical note to it. And then as you like scan the image and each of those light sources, like you get different sounds as it kind of plays the image. So that's the other way that I could think that that could be happening. I think Allie is Googling. That looks like a research face.
There's actually a girl that I follow on Instagram, and her name is the Galactic Gal, and she's a super cool. She calls herself a space influencer, but she's awesome, and she did a video on this earlier. And one fun fact about this is I think it's more than 50. The frequency that is like played, and they give it in hertz, is like over 50 times below what we can actually hear. So she like pointed out there's like the C4 scale, like if you're familiar with music, there's like C4. If you go like down the scale like more than 50 times, that is like where that frequency is coming from. So we can't hear it. It's like 2 billion below the like frequency of like our ears, but it sounds really cool. I was listening to it.
Do you wanna link me that and I can link it in
Yes,
the
I
chat
can. And
or in the
she does a
comments?
super good job of explaining it.
So it sounds like it was the first one that I was explaining, that it's radio waves that got converted to sound waves and then adjusted for our hearing frequency range. But Allie is going to link me that, and I will pop it in the comments so that people can explore that yourself. Yeah, it's always really cool. I've seen the same type of thing done um, with, I think, pulsars. I've seen, and like aurora activity on like Jupiter and Saturn. I've seen like sonified like that. It just makes a really kind of cool and unique new way of experiencing these things.
It does not want to let me link the video itself since it's from Instagram, but I will give you the link to her Instagram, and it's the first video that she has posted on there.
Okay. I will go do that. All right, so there is the Instagram.
It does sound really spooky though. Like the
Does it?
it sounds really scary.
All right.
It's not like it doesn't sound like how, I feel like I've heard things before where it's just like scratchy, staticky noise, and you're like, oh, whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
it sounds really scary. Reading the comments on like types of things like that are really funny too.
Oh, I know her. I follow her on TikTok. Okay, I
Yeah,
want to
she
see.
she posts awesome stuff about space.
I'm gonna switch over to my desktop and let you guys see and hear this.
That terrifying sound is.
All right, I'm gonna stop. Go watch hers. But that was the sound. And now you can go check out her video on Instagram to find out what that was all about. Which is
Isn't that
really
like
cool.
scary though? I think
That
it sounds kind of
was.
spooky.
I feel like I need to save this and like tie it into a Halloween show.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, this would be perfect to pull out at Halloween because it's like actually scary.
Yeah. No, I think I'm gonna add that because we do a show. What did I call it? Like Monsters in the Sky. Can
Yeah,
totally add this to that one.
yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Plus, it's a
I'm just
black
thinking of
hole.
like, yeah, I'm thinking of the movie Interstellar and how they should have had that sound when like, there was the whole black hole scene. Like that would have just been the cherry on top to that movie.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go. Oops, it started playing again. Um, let me. Ah, I may have gotten the copy to the post itself. There we go. Okay, so I also linked to the video itself, and not just her Instagram. But she's really great, so like you should follow her.
Also, check out all her other stuff too because she posts awesome like space educational things that are just quick videos that are like fun to share too. Like
Yeah,
I send those to like my family and friends all the time because she has a really good way of explaining stuff.
yeah, she's very good at it. And like you said, I found her on TikTok. I should have known to check Instagram too, but same thing. I mean, I'm sure it's the same stuff. But yeah, she does a really great job. So follow her if you want some good education. All right, well, that was a fun exploration. Actually, I'm really glad that that came up because I had not seen anything posted about that.
Yeah, I think I just saw it like briefly came up on my For You page earlier and I just didn't have the time to stop and like fully listen to it, but
Yeah,
I went back and I'm glad I did.
very cool. I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go watch the whole thing. Um, but I think we'll wrap it up there. I think that's a good way to end it. So thank you everyone for joining us. We do this series every month, or try to do it every month. So if you end up coming across anything that you're a little puzzled about, or find anything you want to know more about, kind of jot it down and come see us at next month's Ask an Astronomer. And we will hopefully be able to give you some answers, or at least point you to really great sources that can help as well. All right, well, my mind just went blank. Uh, thanks again. We hope everyone has a wonderful week. Good luck to all of the incoming UND students who are moving in this week. We've got semester starting on Monday. And yeah, have a great week, everyone. We're going to go because my brain is done. So, bye, everyone.